Hey y'all, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. Well, I'm going to give you my 1 month review of my new health journey and weight loss. So I'm going to spill everything, so stay tuned. Okay y'all, and before we get into the video, let me just go ahead and warn you, it's a lengthy video of nothing but me talking, with the exception of some before and after pictures, or before and day 28 pictures. So, sorry, if you don't want to watch this video, you can check out now, but I appreciate you stopping in, but it is a lengthy video of just me talking. Okay guys, so several of you have asked me what I'm doing to lose weight. And I mentioned on several videos that I wanted to give it a month before I shared anything. The reason I wanted to give it a month is because I've been quick to do things on an impulse, and this was definitely not an impulse, but I have been quick to spout out there that I'm going to do this, and then 3 days into it, I don't. You know, I tried keto a while back, and 3 days into it, I pretty much said this isn't for me, and then found out it wasn't a healthy choice for me with my health issues, and the doctors didn't want me doing that. So then I said, well, instead of doing keto, I'm just gonna do just watch my carbs and not do the high fat. I'm just gonna watch my carbs, and yeah, that didn't last long either. And then I think my next thing was watching my portions. Now, let me say, that did work to a degree. And if I could stick to that, that would definitely be my choice. But I knew that if I did something and I made it a month, and at the end of that month, if I was just as excited as I was at that end of the month as I was at the beginning of it, then this was something I could stick to. And I can tell you, I'm just as excited today as I was the day I started. So, here I am. Another reason I didn't want to come out there is you're going to have negative people who find negative things about anything. And I just wanted to be sure I was ready for that, because I know this program is not for everyone. In fact, it wasn't for me for a long time. Let me tell you, I've been researching this for 5 years. I mean, casually researching. Seriously researching for the last few months, but casually researching for 5 years since we moved home. When we moved home, this program that I'm actually on, and I'm going to tell you what it is in just a second, and I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to tell you everything about it, pros and cons. So I didn't jump into this, but I knew that if I stuck to this, then it was something I could share. But I know, and let me tell you, like I said, I've been looking into this for 5 years. Like I said, casually, not like seriously researching, but casually researching. And I was kind of a skeptic, I guess. But then I began to see the long-lasting results that it brought, and people and realizing that it wasn't just this thing you had to buy, but it was at the end of when you reach your goal, at the end of that, they don't just hang you out to dry. They teach you how to live throughout this program, how to live at the end when you've reached your goal, how to maintain it and not gain it back. And I began to see people I knew personally keep the weight off. And of course, you're going to have people who gain it right back. If they don't change their mindset, you know, that's going to happen. I'll gain it right back if I don't change my mindset. But that's what I like about this program, is it's teaching you how to change your way of thinking. And before I get into it, I want to give you like my weight history, so you know my full weight history. I was a little bitty skinny mini. all through high school. I mean, 115 pounds soaking wet. All up until I had my daughter. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I ate just like I always had. I mean, I ate anything I wanted. I used it as an excuse to eat even more because I was eating for two. And I gained 65 pounds. And did not lose it after I had her. In fact, lost very little. I probably ended up weighing around 155 after she was born. 6.5 years later, I got pregnant with my son. Didn't gain quite as much with him. I gained about 45 pounds with him. And after I had him, lost it all. I got back down to a size 4. I was a little bitty petite thing. Yeah. And then the Lord calls us into ministry. And you know, everybody feeds the preacher and his family. And we go out to eat with people, and I began to see the importance of food. Not only do I see the importance of food, but I began to enjoy making food, would make it and take to church things. I began to hear the things like, Leslie, your food is so good. How did you make this? This is so good. Da, 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 da. And that was like adrenaline to me. You never had to tell me I was pretty. You never had to tell me anything. You tell me you like my food, and I'm putty in your hands. And that became a stronghold. I mean, I enjoyed cooking and getting compliments on my food. I began to cook. I began to cook for the church. I started watching the cooking channel, watched it nonstop. I mean, from morning till night. I had it on unless it was one of those you know, game show things. I didn't watch them, but I watched, I mean, I was soaking it. I mean, it was like, I might not be smart about a lot of things, but I could tell you what a truffle was. I could tell you what, now I can't even think of the name. Oh, goodness. Bechamel sauce. I could tell you all of these things, and things I had never really heard in my life, but I was learning by studying food, and I became a foodie. I mean, I liked food. I liked the compliments I got from cooking food. I enjoyed it all, and hence comes the weight. And I quickly go over 200 pounds. Quickly become way over 200 pounds. And let's fast forward to today, or maybe a year or so ago. Many of you know I had an artery dissection, which had absolutely nothing to do with my weight. Had nothing at all to do with it. But I did almost die. So that kind of even solidified my love of cooking and food, because I was like, and YouTube, I've got to make these videos, and so my children know how to cook, and so and making memories with my family became even more important to me, and memories to me revolved around food, and so it solidified my love of food. I also, over the past few years, developed a autoimmune disease, which has just recently been diagnosed as dermatomyositis, which affects your muscles and your skin. And I don't have a lot of pain, although occasionally I'll have a joint pain here and there, but pain is not my main symptom. Severe weakness is my main symptom. Like, I cannot pick my leg up to put it in front of the other, or I can't hold my arms up to fold clothes. And then it had a terrible facial rash, which began to really affect my self-esteem. You know, because even though I was overweight, I could put makeup on and put cute clothes on and, you know, camouflage it somewhat. I mean, you could still see I was a chunky girl, but, you know, but then when it affected my face and my skin, wow, hit rock bottom as far as self-confidence and self-esteem goes. Yeah. So everybody usually has a reason to why they decide today's the day. I'm going to do something different. And of course, I've had people, in fact, if you've been watching my channel, you know, probably back in the winter, I had to come on and tell y'all about an ugly comment I got. And it was ugly about me being obese and stuff. It was just so rude. And I would not have even come on and told you guys about it, except for the fact that Bryant was trying so hard to get it off of the channel before I could see it, that he accidentally deleted the wrong person. So I actually had to come on and say, this is why it was deleted. If we deleted you by accident, we are sorry, because he deleted the wrong person. But I can honestly, as the Lord is my witness, tell you that comment, because it came from an ignorant person, meant nothing to me. It did not affect me. It didn't embarrass me. It really made me feel sorry for that person because they showed their ignorance, basically. That was not my why moment. That was not my reason moment. That was not my light bulb moment. And I can't say that my light bulb moment has had really anything to do directly with other people. It's more of an internal thing. Pain and things internally that is caused by my lack of self-esteem or lack of self-confidence. And so that was my point, that my light bulb moment that said, okay. And so I began to pray. I began to research this. I began to pray about it. And lo and behold, a lady who who had just recently began to attend our church, I found out she was a coach in this program that I was researching. So let me go ahead and tell you what it is. It is Optavia. I think it was formerly the MetaFast, but it is Optavia now. And I'm going to tell you everything about it. I was extremely skeptical. I thought it was just another pyramid scheme type thing, but I realized that it's just a multi-level company like Mary Kay or Tupperware or any of those companies would be. And I forgot to tell y'all, forgive my hair. This is going to be a long video, by the way. And forgive my hair. I'm letting it air dry, so it's a little flat, and it's raining outside, which, you know, I just come in here, made my coffee, and thought now's a good time to chat with you guys. So, yes, so Optavia. So I felt like the Lord was opening the door because he had supplied me a coach. I mean, I knew other coaches, but this is one I was going to get to see every week. And, but anyway, I was very skeptical. I began to research it and talk to doctors, and it comes highly approved by my doctor. And so let me go ahead and tell you what some of the cons are out there about it. And I'll kind of rebuttal them or agree with them. One of the two. Okay, so one is people say, well, you're just eating processed food. And yes, let me show you some of they send bars. Oh, let me back up. This is like a 5-in-1 program where you eat 5 small meals a day and 1 meal that you cook. A good, wholesome protein, greens. It's called your lean and green and meal. And you eat 5 fuelings. So you eat 6 times a day. And I'm sorry, I'm reaching. I brought some stuff in here to show you. So you have all these fuelings, and they send you such a wide variety. You're not going to get bored. I have a pancake mixed with water pancake. Bars. I have some bars that I eat for breakfast. I mean, there's over 60 things you can choose from. Like chips things. Here's my favorite. It's a brownie. And you cook it in this little thing, and you have a good sized brownie. And I have one every night. Mashed potatoes. All kinds of things. I only just grabbed a handful to come in here and show you. But, so you have a wide variety. And yes, okay, they're processed. But, do you know what I was eating before? I mean, really? And everything is so sourced. Like, they are top of the line sources of this stuff that they put in here. And there is vitamins, there's probiotics, there's protein in here. There's a little bit of fat and a little bit of carbs. And this is about 100 to 110 calories. This one is 100 calories. And it's my favorite bar. Glad I brought it in here. And so you have all these things to choose from. So, yes, I guess technically things are processed, but you know what? Based on what I was eating before, and it's doctor approved, you know, that I'm not one of those that has to eat only organic, that has to eat only, I'm just not one of those, so that's not important to me. So that's my thoughts on that. So if that's important to you, then this is not for you. But also another is if you're sensitive to soy, that's going to cut down on your variety somewhat, because a lot of their stuff has soy, although they do have some soy-free options. So it's not like you're totally out. You just don't get the same amount of variety as the rest of us do. I'm not sensitive to soy in any way. Okay, and probably the one con that I can kind of agree with is it is costly. Now, I've heard some people say that it's cost neutral. Once you quit buying what you normally buy, and then you're solely buying this and making your one meal, then it's cost neutral. Well, I don't know how many people can really cook for just them. You and your spouse would have to be on this completely together, and you never cook for anybody else for it to be cost neutral. But my health was important to me, so I was willing to pay the cost, and thank the Lord, we are at a point in our life, in our financial journey, that I can afford this. But if I ever couldn't, it would be one of the first things to go, unfortunately, which would make me sad. But the books that they send you give you alternative things. I just needed the help and the ease. Now, I think Weight Watchers is a great program, but I needed the ease of this. I needed to be able to just grab something and it be my fueling. I needed the ease of this. Now, some of the pros. It works. Y'all, it works. I'm going to share with you my numbers in just a minute, and y'all have already seen a difference. And I'll also show my 28-day pictures, before the day I started and today, which is my day 28. So it's really actually not been a full month. I just did it on the first Monday of every month. It's going to be my, where I weigh and measure. And I'm going to weigh every week, but I'm going to measure and take pictures once the first Monday of every month. So it works. And not only do they work on your weight, I mean, that's just a benefit of it. They're teaching you how to change the way you eat. And I can honest to goodness tell you, I have not been hungry one time on this. I have not been hungry. I cannot tell you that I have not been tempted, because I have. And my temptations are normally when I'm out to eat with other people. That is when my temptation comes in. And you just have to have a plan. Like, am I going to eat my lean and green while I'm out, and am I just going to get a salad, or what you're going to do? Because there are options to eat out. And so that's a pro. And the ease of it. And the food is pretty good. Like, I can only think of a handful of just 3 or 4 things that I don't care for that I've tried. I haven't tried everything. But everything, I really like everything. In fact, I've learned something to do with my mashed potatoes. Like, I fix them in the microwave. Then I put them in the waffle maker. And then I move them over to the air fryer, and I have French fries. And they're so good. So I just needed the ease of it. But yes, going back to the cost, it is pricey. And I wish so bad it was not pricey. I wish so bad they could make it more reasonable for everyone, because I so believe in it that but it was worth it to me. And because I cook for YouTube, I cook for my family, it's not very cost neutral. But I could say that if Bryant and I both were doing this, which he's not, but he has lost 13 pounds just as a side of me doing it, you know. So if we were both doing it and this was the only food we were buying, and then our lean and green meals that we make, then I can definitely see that it would be cost neutral. But I cook for my family. I cook for my YouTube channel. I cook for other people. I cook for the church. So it's not cost neutral for me. It is pricey for me. So those are the only cons that I can see of, is that you say it's processed, which that's not a con to me. That's because if you saw the junk I was eating before, this is like very healthy. And it is healthy. I mean, it's packed full of vitamins, probiotics, and protein and stuff. Anyway. And the lean and green meals can be as simple as you want them, or you can make them. And there is a plethora of recipes out there that are specific to this program. And so you can't get bored. Like tonight, I'm making shrimp fried rice, and it's going to be healthy. Woohoo! I mean, how good is that? It's not real rice. It's cauliflower rice. But hey, it tastes just as good, and it's delicious. So, I don't know what else really to say, except I can give you my numbers. Let me tell you, at my highest weight ever, I was probably right around 230. I can't believe I'm telling y'all that, but I am. 230. And when I cut my portion down, you know, and I said I'm going to do my portion thing, I got down to 215. And prior to getting up to 230, 215 was my kind of where my body hung. Like, it just stayed right between 215, 220. I might bounce in between those 5 pounds, but I really never went below 215, and I never really went above 220 up till that one time I was like 225, 230. So then, hang on, somebody's coming in. Sorry, my brother stopped by. But so, I just hung right there. That's where my body was comfortable. And, but you know what? Even though, as I've gotten older, I don't carry that 215 pounds like I used to. It's shifting and moving, looking a little different. So, the day I started this, which was on September 3rd of 2021, if you're watching this years later, I started at, I don't know if you can see that, but 218.8. First week, I lost 10 pounds the first week. And that's normal because you're losing. Oh, y'all, I have not had a soda in 4 weeks. I did, while I was at the fair, have a Diet Dr. Pepper, and that was so Bryant and I could share it. But that's the only soda I've had in over 4 weeks. Y'all have no idea what a miracle that is. Anyway, 10 pounds the first week. Week 2, I lost 2 pounds. Week 3, I lost 2.4, and this morning I had lost 3.4. Which brings me to a total weight loss in 4 weeks, 28 days, 17.8 pounds. So I have lost almost 18 pounds. And my inches, I have lost 11.75 inches. Y'all, I'm telling you, and this is the easiest thing I have ever done in my entire life. I eat 2.5 to 3 hours apart, therefore I never get hungry. My calories are cut. Like, I'm eating probably 1,000 calories a day, maybe. But I'm never hungry because I'm eating so often. And I'm eating the right things, the good things, the right amount of protein, the right amount of carbs, the right amount of everything. And now, a lot of people say like around day 2 or day 3 that you kind of get the headache, you know, where your body's changing. I'll tell you, I did not even go through that. I don't remember going through anything to where I felt bad. Now, I know some people do, and I would think it would be more common for you too, but I did not. So, and let me just tell you, you're going to find any negative on anything. But you've got to sift through it and look for the people you know who've been on program or who've been on this and see how they've done. And if they've had a bad experience, then, you know, you might want to wait a while and seek out some more opinions. So far, I'm 28 days in. I'm the lightest I've been. Do you know I am 1 pound away? 1 pound away. Well, actually 2 pounds. I'm actually 2 pounds away from being under 200 pounds. I have not been under 200 pounds in probably 15 years. It's probably been 15 years since I've been under 200 pounds. And I'm excited to see. I'm ready to shop. I'm ready to buy clothes, but I don't want to. I mean, I do want to, but then again, I don't want to because I don't know where, like, what size am I going to end up being? You know, when I get down to my smallest, what size is that going to look like? What size is that going to be? So, so you might see a lot of little shopping hauls here and there, but anyway, I will tell you if, they ask you to think about being a coach. That is not on my radar, but I never say never because I've learned with the Lord, you never say never. I said I'd never do a YouTube channel, and look here. My husband said he would never go in the ministry, and look here. And my husband said we'd never move back home, and look here. Well, he didn't say never move back home, but he said we wouldn't move home until we retired. And here we are back in our hometown. And so, so yeah, that's what I've been doing. And it's worked really great for me. If you have any questions, please feel free to, you can leave me a comment. If you would like to talk to my coach, if you'll look down in the description, you can send me an email and I will forward your email to her and let her correspond with you. And then, you know, I want to be sure. I've asked her if it's okay if I put her name and everything out there, but I want to wait and just be sure she understands that her name is going to be out on social media world. And, but I will definitely, if you'll send me an email, I will forward it to her if you would like to talk to her further. Let me tell you, the support behind this is amazing. The first 10 days, I got a video from the company every single day for the first 10 days, and I've gotten one every week since. I have been, and she texts me and checks in with me almost every week. Well, she does every week, sometimes multiple times a week. And So the support is something I needed as well. And then if you can get buddies to do it with you, friends to do it with you, but I know this is not for everyone. I know not everyone can afford it. I know not everyone I did not need to start this until I was ready. I had to have my painful moments in my mind and in my heart. I had to have those moments to get me to my point of saying I got to do something. And I hope you respect me that I waited a month, because I wanted to respect you guys. I didn't want to throw something out there and say, well, this is what I'm doing, and then 2 weeks later not be doing it like I've done in the past. So I'd learned from my mistakes, and I wanted to be sure this was something I'm going to stick to. And I have no plans at all of stopping this until I have reached my goal. Now, there are a few situations I've got coming up, like Christmas, our chicken stew. And so I've been thinking about in my mind, how am I going to handle those? Because there's some foods I'm going to want at Christmas time. Just is. That's not on my lean and green, and that's not approved. And so I've got to decide in my mind, am I willing to take a break from my progress for a day or two and then just jump right back on, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm being raw and real with you. And, but then again, there's been times I've told myself it was okay for me to do something, and then I just couldn't do it because I didn't want to mess up my progress. So who knows how I'll feel. Have I messed up any? Let's talk about that. Have I slipped up and messed up any? Well, on this program, you get 3 condiments, and depending on what kind of protein you eat in your lean and green, you can have a healthy fat or 2 healthy fats. I'm sure I have used an extra condiment here or there, or I've maybe used a healthy fat when I didn't need a healthy fat. So I can tell you that I've probably messed up there in those situations. To me, it would be unintentional and not a big deal. I mean, that's just me. I'm not a strict don't cross this line type thing, but I am sticking to it. There was one time we went to a fish house, and I ordered broiled fish, a salad, and steamed vegetables. Perfect meal. And I was so proud of myself, and I was eating that, but I forgot to tell them to hold the hush puppies. And I sat there and stared at those hush puppies a little too long. And I ended up eating 3 hush puppies. And they were good. I'm not going to tell you they weren't good. They were good. But you know what? I didn't stay there. The next day, I just started right back, started drinking my water, started doing my fuelings every 2.5 to 3 hours, and made my lean and greens. I did not let it make me fall off the wagon. Like, I may have hit a bump and tripped a little, but I kept on and didn't fall off the wagon. So, but now I mean, I have to tell you, I'm thinking about, like, where normally I would indulge from Thanksgiving till after New Year's, I'm only going to give myself 2 days because Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are very special days. I won't be at home to fix the lean and green. So I'm just going to give myself permission, probably. This is where my mind is now. Now, it may change when I get there. Like I said, my progress may be so great, I don't want to mess it up. But right now, my plan is to give myself 2 days of a grace period, jump right back on, and not miss a beat from there on. The chicken stew, I think I can eat just a little bit of chicken stew and it be okay. Maybe 1 or 2 firecrackers, and I don't think that will harm anything. But I don't know. I don't know what I'll do for the chicken stew. The main thing is Christmas. I even think I can get through Thanksgiving with no problem. Christmas is going to be my trouble because I don't really cook a big Christmas meal. I cook goodies. I make fudge. I make party mix. I make, lots of goodies for Christmas. And so that's where my weakness is going to be. So I'm really thinking about just giving myself 2 days of a grace period, and then jump right back on and not miss the beat. But that's just where I am now. We'll see what I feel like when I get there. I may be on such a roll, I don't want to mess it up, but I'm doing great now, y'all. And let me tell you one other thing, another pro. I have never felt better in my life. I cannot tell you the last time we went to a fair or a festival or anywhere where I've had to do a lot of walking that I didn't say, Bryant, we got to stop a minute. Bryant, we got to find me somewhere to sit down. Bryant, I can't go no more. Bryant, I'm tired. Bryant, I can't do this. My back's killing me. I'm weak. You know, I don't know when the last time we went somewhere like that I didn't say those words. We went to a fair back where we were from, where we used to live in Winston-Salem. And I walked that thing, and I walked ahead. I was pumping it. I was in front of everybody, and they were having to sit down, and I was going, y'all, I climbed the super slide. I climbed all those steps. I would never in a million years be able to climb all those steps without being winded or tired. And I'm telling you, my husband he made a video, and he said, and I may share this video sometime this week, but he says, in 25 years, I have never known my wife to ride this ride. And one reason is because of the steps. And not only did I go up them, but I took Judabug, and he and I went down the slide together. And so I will tell you, I have never felt better in my life than I do right now. And so if you're interested in knowing more, I'm not trying to sell anything, but if you want to know more, send me an email and I will get it to her. And like I said, I have no ambitions of I don't have the time to be a coach or anything, but I'm not going to say I won't, because the Lord may say this is part of my ministry. But as of right now, that's no desire of mine. So I'll be passing your name on to her. But if you have any questions, be sure to let me know down below. Just if you disagree with what I'm doing, that's fine. Just you can tell me that you're worried or whatever, and be sweet about it, but don't be ugly. And so yeah, I just thought I'd tell you. And so hang on, I'm going to show you some before. Well, day 1 and day 20. I'm not going to say before and after, because I'm still in the middle of it. So it's before and during. But day 1 and day 28, I'm going to show you those pictures right now. Okay, guys, isn't that something? I mean, that's just 28 days. I can tell a huge difference in 28 days already. And so I hope I've answered some of your questions. I hope I've told and mentioned everything I wanted to mention to you guys. I'll try to maybe once a month try to do like a health update, or show you some example suppers I'm fixing. Let me tell you, if you guys don't do this, if you don't do the program, if you can't afford it, or if it's not for you, but you just incorporate cooking the lean and green meals, that is going to be plenty. I mean, you'll get healthy just eating the lean and green meals, and you've eaten them 3 times a day. So the way I'm going to show you, maybe once a month or so, I'll do a video showing you what I eat for supper. And you can let me know what you think. But I'm not going to quit cooking my normal fattening way. I'm going to keep doing that. I'll just have to give it to somebody. So let me know what you think, and if you have any questions. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.